Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Donald Clark. I am one of the acupuncturists here at CMI Fertility. How are you? It's good to get back here on a regular schedule. My true intention has been to have Eric Buxton come on and chat a little bit about andrology and sperm health and what they do in the andrology lab. But he's just been so busy. It's been so horribly busy, or not horribly. It's been so incredibly busy that he can't break free, and I fully understand that, and that's okay. He's going to do it. We're just trying to make it happen, and we might have to do um, a pre-recorded video, and then go ahead and um, put that up so you guys can look at that. We'll continue to try to do it live. We'll do our best, but it's been challenging the last few weeks to have him come on, and he feels bad about that too. But first things first, you're the most important, and so we must take care of what's in front of us, right? So we must take care of the people that are here right now. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit today, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of a modality that we use here at CMI Fertility, CMI Healing Arts, specifically more so not for so much as fertility as it is for muscle pain, right? It's part of that Chinese medicine modality umbrella that we use, and taking pain away is as important as progesterone in the world of fertility. If you're under constant stress of pain and discomfort, that's gonna, jack your stress hormone levels up, right? Your cortisols and your adrenalines, and that's not good for your fertility journey. So we're gonna talk about cupping, and but first, it's been so nice here in upstate New York. The weather has been so great. We're at the peak of the growing season. Everything is just full and growing, and we had some horrible rains early in the month, and it's finally dried out. And like I've said it so many times before, the amount of butterflies this year has been stunningly amazing, and all kinds of butterflies. And so we it's been a great season for butterflies. And here comes the heat, so we're ready for the heat wave. Now, I have had a few instances where there's been lag in the video. So if you see a lag in the video, please let me know, and I'll try to fix that. And so I'm doing my best to keep the hardware up to date and all of that. So cupping, what is cupping? Cupping is the art of taking glass jars. They're kind of like a baby food jar, but they're more circular, more round, like a tennis ball. They're the size of a tennis ball. They come in various sizes, and we heat them with flame. And you put the flame in them real quick and take it out, and it creates a vacuum. And then you put it on skin. And what it does, where we would put it is if you had neck pain or back pain, predominantly, we use it for pain, back pain, neck pain. But you can use it on the hamstrings. You can use it on the legs, on the glutes, on the butt, and it takes away pain. And what you'll find is that if, I'm sure some of you and most of you have come into a situation where you have a big knot in your shoulder or a knot in your muscle somewhere or a knot in your back. And what happens is those muscle fibers truly do get entangled and they create a mass, a knotted mass. What that does essentially is it pulls everything to the center of that mass. Hence, now you have a radiating tightness. What cupping is amazing at is that we oil the skin down, lightly oil the skin down, so there's not a lot of too much friction. It's nice and fluid, and we'll heat a cup, and we'll put it right on that knot. And what the cup does is that the vacuum has been created with the heat, and it sucks the tissue and the skin and essentially that knot up. And when it does that, it stretches it out, stretches it, so it's stretching the knot, the pretzel, the strands of muscle fibers, stretching it out. And we take that cup off after 10 minutes, it goes back to a normal striation. And that's crucial. in keeping your muscles stress free. And when I mean stress free, I mean stressed free from knots, right? So all day we're hunched over or we're on their screens, looking at our phones, or we're just hunched over with what we do for our employment and our work. And so, you know, doing that for a short period of time, is one thing, but doing it over the course of your career or school or over schooling or whatnot can really do damage to your muscle skeletal system. So it's important to keep your muscles healthy, right? So cups will do that. And cupping, brief history of it, just like Chinese medicine, no one really knows where it comes from, right? The Chinese were really good at creating a medical system with acupuncture and herbalism and cupping and moxibustion. And we'll get into all that stuff too at some point. So they took all these different modalities and put them together, and they created Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. But cupping, there's a lot of different views on where cupping has actually come from. And cupping has been used forever for all peoples all around the world. Some of the oldest evidence of cupping actually comes from Eastern Europe, not necessarily Asia. And so cupping's been around for a long time. And people use different things. They use bamboo cups or glass jars, or you could even almost use a jelly jar almost, and or baby food jars. But the cups that we use, I personally use, are glass. But there's some people that use silicone cups. They're just really flexible, and there's no heat. You just squeeze them, put them on, suck. And there's others that use a pump. They squeeze it, the air out of it, and it creates this vacuum. So there's lots of different types of cups that you can use. Generally, I do a dry cupping. There's dry cupping and wet cupping. Dry cupping is when you simply just you oil the skin, you put the cup on. In this particular case, if we're doing the whole back, you put multiple cups on, and you leave it for I say 10 minutes, and then you take it off, and then you put it on another spot, and you take it off. And then there's wet cupping, where you'll actually take a specific needle. It's like a hammer. It's called a 5-star or a 7-star hammer needle, and you hammer the back with these needles, and you create all these little holes, and then you cup that hole, and it sucks the blood up. So in pain and in stagnation, right? That's blood stagnation. When you have a knot, the blood's not moving like it should, so you get this stagnating of energy and blood. And so if you hammer it and you can suck that blood out, you can take it right out of the body. And that's wet cupping. And dry cupping, it comes up to the surface of the skin and it forms a hickey. So you have this perfectly round, dark hickey, and it goes away in a couple days. So if you don't have an event, or you just don't mind if you have circular marks on your body, it's kind of fashionable, in some crowds. And but if you do mind, it goes away in a couple of days. And so, you that's what it is. It's blood stagnation, right? Blood and chi stagnation causes the knot, and then you pull it up with the actual pulling of the muscle and the suction of the cup. And you can actually see on the body where the blood isn't circulating and where it is circulating. So if you put 7 cups on the body, on a muscle region, it won't be purple or blood hickey purple everywhere, just in the areas where the knots are. So it just goes to show you that there's blood there that's stagnant, it's not moving. We've moved it now to the surface. Fresh blood comes in behind it, everything relaxes, and it's really awesome. I use it on myself. I use it on my family, more so than acupuncture, only simply because I can't needle myself, really, right? So the acupuncturist has to use cupping, and because it's easy to slide cups around, right? You can slide those around, but you can't necessarily needle yourself. So that in a nutshell is cupping, and it's used for all kinds of things. 90% of the time, it's used for pain, right? So you have to, keep that in mind. However, um, you can also use it if you have a fever or if you have the common cold or flu or any kind of fever situation, a heat situation, because what you can do is the back of the body is the yang side of the body, and the front of the body is the yin side of the body, right? Um, and that comes back from, you know, way back when. And so if you have a fever, the yang side of the body is just hot, right? It's just really hot. Like if you notice on hot days, when you're sleeping, this is a good example. If you sleep on your back when it's really, really hot in your room, you're hotter because you're trapping that heat on the yang side of your body. But if you roll over and sleep on your belly, all the heat goes out. It's a little cooler. If you can sleep on your body. And going into this next week, we're having another heat wave. So sleep on your belly a little bit more, and you'll sleep a little bit better if you can. If you can lay on your belly. So you can take a cup and you can run it down down the entire length of the body. There's a pattern that we use. It looks like a tree or a Christmas tree, and that'll take the heat out of the body. So if you have a high fever, or if you're dealing with common colds or flus, or mediocre mild case of something, you can help reduce the heat level with cupping. And so you can keep that in mind too. And we do a lot of that here. We do a lot of cupping. Some of the more memorable moments in the history of cupping that were mainstream media were, I don't know if you remember Michael Phelps a few years ago. He's a great swimmer in the Olympics. He came out for his first heat, I think, of the Olympics, covered in cup marks, dark purple cup marks all over his shoulders, and the world, was like, "What is happening? Is he okay?" But what he has is I'm not sure if they had an acupuncturist on staff or who did the cupping, but what it does is it frees up all that stagnation in the body and brings your range of motion back, right? It's really important when you're swimming. Brings your range of motion back, takes the pain away. And he went on to win gold multiple times that year. And throughout that Olympic season, he was receiving cupping daily, from what I understand, and it kept him moving forward, and it kept him healthy. Gwyneth Paltrow is a huge fan of cupping, so you'll often see photos of her, random photos of her with cup marks all up and down, and her neck and back. And so people do it. It's really quite common. And if you are struggling with any sort of pain or discomfort or tightness, I strongly encourage you to reach out to your local acupuncturist and try cupping. There's even some massage therapists that are trained in it. So there's lots of people that do it, and I do encourage you all to get out there and try cupping. It's used for lots of different things. Andrology. I will get Eric Buxton here for you. Again, I am sorry, and he is sorry too. And but we will get him here for you. It's been a really, really great week here. We've seen so many amazing people and so many amazing stories, and they just keep coming in. And I just want you to remember that on Wednesdays I do my consultations over the phone. So if you guys want a consultation, sign up for it, and we can chat, and or email me, and we can do it that way. I see some people are logging on, so I just want to see if they have any questions. Put my glasses on. I don't have my old lady glasses today, so I have my very dirty Dexter glasses. Hi, Tia. How are you? Cupping during pregnancy? Yeah, I didn't go over it, but there's a few reasons why you wouldn't get cupping. Pregnancy is one of them. So no cupping during pregnancy. We don't really want to move a lot of chi and blood on that level during pregnancy. It's just something we try to avoid. So prenatal massage, right? Prenatal massage is going to make a huge difference in as your body starts to grow and develop with the pregnancy. Prenatal massage. Another, if you had horrible skin skin lesions or ulcers or rashes, you wouldn't do cupping. If you have blood thinning disorder, you wouldn't do cupping. It's when you're working with the blood, you have to be careful with how you cup it. You don't want to cause problems. So yeah, no cupping during pregnancy, please. Tanisha, thank you for the question, Kelly, by the way. Tanisha, is it beneficial for fertility? Yes, in an indirect way, right? So if you are under the stress of pain, right? Like, and I don't mean like every day, oh, my back hurts. God, it's been a long day. I mean like I'm in pain and I've been in pain for a while. I have herniations or I have rotator cuff issues, or I have stenosis or horrible arthritis. It's what it's going to do. It's going to puts a lot of stress on your system. It's going to pump those stress hormones out, and it's going to take away from your overall fertility health. So, does cupping help? Yes, if you have some issues that you're dealing with pain. What it does is it takes that out of the equation and allows your body to really, to rest and start the fertility journey without the stress of discomfort and pain on that level. So indirectly, yeah, it does help. And that's kind of one of those situations where you want to make sure that you're getting as healthy as possible, physically, mentally, spiritually, as you start your fertility journey. And that goes for pain too, 100%. So, yeah, invest in your health, invest in your future, and it's good all around. Sorry for the short talk. We'll get him here. We will get him here, and there's also a whole office worth of people that are waiting to come on. It's been a little jammed up. If you need anything, call me. I'm here all the time. Good day. Thank you.